SuperTalk Mississippi media production. Pike County, here comes your morning show. Dave in the morning on 93.5 FM, SuperTalk Mississippi.
So now, understand, you're not going to dictate to me what I do and what I don't do, but I'm still the mayor, Mr. Brown.
None of this meeting is recorded. None by any party. Correct?
No, sir, mine is recorded. I'm being accused.
Any conversation.
Said I want to make it on record. I want the allegations in writing, or the accused, or on recording of this harassment.
And now, here's your host, Dave Hughes.
Good morning to you. How you doing? Wednesday morning. Dave Hughes here. As Mose pointed out to me, and as you heard Richard and Lance talking about, over 1,000 bills, 1,700 and something bills died yesterday in committee. Why did we have that many bills posted? It's a great question. Because next year is an election year, so you got to look busy. The boss is coming. I don't know. We do that every year, though. We definitely have a throw it against the wall and see what sticks method of governance. Just throw it all out there. Let's introduce a bill. Let's just see what happens. Let's go from there. We don't have a state pickle yet. Let's make a bill. Put a bill up for that, please. We should be a dill state. Draw that up. Make it pretty. Put a lot of Latin in it. Then we'll send it to committee. You prefer kosher? Well, we'll make another bill for kosher and we'll let them fight it out in the committee. How about that? That's literally the method we use. It's going great, by the way. Just a couple of things that I do want to weigh in on. Number one, the Mississippi Democratic Party put out a statement yesterday celebrating the death of House Bill 2 as a victory. Now, I'm not 100% convinced that I know everything about everything. I'm close in some subjects, but not very many. Pickles is about it, apparently. But when you do something and the Mississippi Democrats, which includes Benny Thompson, who was the only person to vote against getting the Franklin County Memorial Hospital the status it needed to stay open. We all know who Benny is. We all know who the Democrats are in Mississippi. When they're celebrating a decision you made, can you be 100% sure you made the right decision? And if so, why are we so violently against each other, one side to another? That's my first statement. My second statement is actually something Richard said that I've heard from many different people. They released the polling about House Bill 2 and said that a majority of Mississippians wanted it. As you heard Richard so eloquently put it, as he always does, incredible broadcaster, he said, it might not be a majority, but it's not a big majority. That's what we're down to now? How do you win an election in America, in Mississippi, in anywhere? 50% plus one vote. That's all the majority it takes to put you in office. But once you're in office, okay, what's the number now that agree with something you're trying to do before it matters, before it counts? Might be a majority, but it's not a big majority. It's not 60-40. It's not 70-30. No, if it's 50% plus one vote, it's a majority. That's enough to win an election. Why does the standard change? That shouldn't enter into the conversation. To me, like it, don't like it, doesn't matter. A lot of people in Mississippi agree on some interesting things. I'll just put it like that. Not pickles. They're going to fight that one out in the halls. I see that coming. I don't think there's a pickle law. We may have a pickle. I don't know. That was a made-up example. I don't want anybody to come back immediately because they will. It's like, Dave, I did some research. There is no pickle bill. I don't know what you're talking about. It was a metaphorical, sarcastic example. Get your sarcasm fuse checked if that's what you thought. I just feel like we have a sliding scale of majority that we're going by here. You either have a majority or you don't. And the way you win an election is 50% plus one vote. That's a majority. You get to go in office for the next 4 years if you win 50% plus one vote. If that's a good enough standard to do something as important as decide who's going to be in office for 4 years, I'm pretty sure that's also the standard you go by to decide what you're going to do once you're in that office when you poll the constituency. Yeah, I feel it's a very small majority. That doesn't mean it's not a majority, though. So I think we're arguing in the wrong direction by bringing that up, whether you're for it or against it. The size of the majority shouldn't matter. A majority is a majority. Unless we want to change everything and just completely mess up the world, in which case have at it. I just know I'm not thrilled when the Democratic Party of Mississippi starts celebrating something that happened yesterday. The Mississippi delegation in Jackson, by the way, in Washington, both senators and the representatives, that's 6 people total. Benny Thompson, the only one that voted against the bill that's basically going to keep Franklin County Memorial Hospital open. Without the funding in that bill, it's not a guarantee. It's not sure they would have continued to operate. Pretty decent chance that they wouldn't have. This, number one, people keep voting for him. A majority can't be wrong. Perfect example. He's gotten a majority of the vote how many times in a row now? I'm not saying the fact that you have a majority is an infallible indicator of what's right and what's wrong. But when it comes to political matters, a majority is what counts. Majorities make some stupid decisions. They have made that decision how many times now for Benny Thompson? Oh, he's doing a great job. We're going to send him right back. He's not. Never has. He's been problematic since the day he walked in the door. That was another great example. That vote on that bill, on that funding package. But like it or don't like it, the fact remains a majority voted for him, so he gets to be in office. You can't make the argument, well, yeah, but how big of a majority was it? But no, once you're sworn in, you're sworn in. So let's steer away from that argument about how big the majority is, if there is indeed a majority that supports it. Notice this isn't dealing with the key issue, the core of the whole thing, whether or not House Bill 2 is a good idea as written. This is just the discussion going on around it. We are distracting ourselves with, I feel, arguments that are spurious at best. They're just not, they're not load-bearing. Well, yeah, it may be a majority, but the majority isn't big enough. That's what she... no, I'm not even going to go there. I'll just finish that sentence in my brain and move on with my day. When we come back, work session last night for the McComb City Board of Mayor and Selectmen. Still humming along like the finely sanded inner workings of a high-performance engine. You throw the sand in by the handfuls when you're gassing it up. And you get the performance you deserved at that point. We'll take a look at one thing that was discussed at last night's meeting involving, what else? The water department. We can't sort this out. We are in McComb, Mississippi, Little Jackson. It's becoming clearer and clearer. We'll talk about that when we come back on Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5. Keep it right here.
Every now and then we remind all of you loving, awesome, hard-working husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Take a step towards a stronger you. Join Southwest Health for our 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. Head over to Uptown McComb Mall from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for free health screenings, expert advice, and exciting giveaways. Follow your heart to better health at the 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. This event is completely free. We'll see you there.
Don't escape in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. Super Talk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all around, it's all the Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave in the morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Catch up and catch on. Welcome back. Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County. 93.5 on a Wednesday morning. Has every day this week felt like Monday, or is it just me? It's just been that kind of week so far, hasn't it? Well, it's definitely a Wednesday because last night there was a work session of the McComb City Board of Mayor and Selectmen, and I would argue that the work sessions are kind of like the bills that die in committee in one respect. There's way too much talking goes on. It was almost 3 hours last night. We're creeping back up towards, well, you remember during the administration that messed everything up with the books and the operation of the city of McComb to the point to where we're still trying to straighten it out and racing against the state auditor's office to get it done in 2026 before they cut off and take a portion of our sales tax disbursements because it was so messed up. During that administration, meetings, work sessions would last 4 hours. 4.5 hours is about the longest one I remember. Longer does not mean better. Usually it means worse. Usually it means there are so many people with their little fingers and stuff desperately trying to stir the pot that we wind up with a mess. I am not impressed with a long meeting or a long work session. Never have been, because I saw the results of 4 years of really long meetings. And I have a pretty good sense of pattern recognition. As the gatherings get longer, the results get worse. I got 4 years of proof for that. Please give me your proof, not your argument, not your feelings, your proof of why a long meeting is a good thing. I mean, your meeting should be as long as it needs to be to deal with the issues at hand. But in a town the size of McComb City, Mississippi, we don't have 3-4 hours worth of argument a week worth of stuff. We don't. We overcomplicate it. We overcomplicate everything, it seems. We definitely have overcomplicated the water situation in the city of McComb. Now, let's update you. Let's make sure you're up to date on this. If you recall, we had a situation where it turned out that all of the check and card payments being made on water bills were going into the general fund and not the water and sewer fund, which was a mess, to put it mildly. It made the general fund look like it had money in it, and the water and sewer fund looked like it was bankrupt. Well, neither one was true, but they had to fix that and transfer the money back over. We had the problem in the last year that they've been dealing with that a whole bunch of water meters just weren't working. There were places that hadn't paid a water bill in 2 years. It's a pretty major problem to just, whatever. So we went in, we got that fixed. Pretty much. Now we're on to the wastewater treatment plant. All of this to do with the water system, by the way, in the last year or two. This is what I'm talking about when I say long meetings are not producing any results worth bragging about. Fixing problems after they've been a problem for a year or two is nothing to be proud of. You don't get to thump your chest and go, look what we did. Yeah, you cleaned up your mess, finally. And part of the reason is we can't make a decision. We can't just say, oh, that needs fixing. Let's fix it. Oh, no, we've got to have discussions. We've got to make sure the right people are involved. We've got to get buy-in from everybody. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. We've got to talk about this. Oh, we got to float this out to there. Oh, we got to redo that. That's not right. Over and over, ad infinitum, until we look up and it's been 6 months and nothing's been done. Well, last night, amongst other things that came up, a conversation happened about the wastewater treatment plant and the water system in general. And I wanted to let you hear part of that. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you the audio, worse than usual. You know, it's the kind of improvement we expect from City Hall and McComb. Things just keep getting better and better and better in all ways. Don't believe it? Just ask them. But I did the best I could to kind of try to clean it up a little bit so that you can hear. But Selectman Tommy McKenzie from Ward 1, the only person sitting around that table who does not have an election opponent. He's going back in. He's unopposed. Everybody else is in a race. Selectman McKenzie, he's unopposed. We know one person that's going to be sitting around that table in the next term, come July. He was talking about this, and he got into it, and I thought it was an interesting part of the conversation, and I wanted to dip in and get a little bit of it.
So let me get a little bit bigger picture here. So this water billing system is about $7 million of income that's coming. It's a $7 million business for the city. And from that business, you derive money to fix water and sewer lines, which in turn create potholes when they break and that thing. So it's very integral that it runs correctly in the city, that we get good water, we get good sewer, and we get some roads repaired because of water and sewer line breaks. Okay. And sometimes I don't know if that importance. A $7 million business is a big business in the city, and we run it with somewhat hourly employees segregated to all different jobs, right? There's not like a department head over the whole operation to make sure it runs right. And I think that's something that needs to be looked at, which gets me to billing, okay? So I'm going to use these three public entities so nobody won't get mad and file a lawsuit. You have the hospital, you have the McComb School District, and the McComb Housing Authority that haven't paid a water bill in like 3 or 4 years to the tune of a couple $100,000. And the city needs to bill them for that money. That's money that can be spent on water and sewer and roads in this city. And all of these water billing issues that we're talking about have amounted to hundreds of thousands of dollars that we don't have in here. And all of your constituents are subsidizing these people that aren't paying their water bill because they got broke meters. It's like it's the city's fault to get broke meters. Well, law allows you to back bill them. Because these people, these businesses, these hotels, these restaurants, these public entities knew they weren't paying their water bill. Did you know when you don't pay your water bill? I do. They've known it for 2 or 3 years. And this board needs to vote to send them a bill and get our money. Because it's, this, what we're talking about right here should not happen.
And you have to agree with that. But again, that is the ongoing mismanagement. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Dave, we're at the end of this term. They should have fixed all that. Well, theoretically, yeah, they should have everything fixed and working smoothly, but it doesn't operate like that, especially when a large chunk of the board and the management, we'll put it like that, at City Hall, are fighting you every step of the way with officious bull designed to stall, delay, confuse, and defend. It's the feeling that you get. It's the impression that is given. I don't care if you think it's true or not. That's how it looks and how it smells. Stonewalling through the process of making sure we get everything right. You've never gotten anything right yet. Is this new? So, it should not take a big, long discussion to get to this. Somebody owes you money. They didn't get billed. Okay, fair play. That's on you. You didn't send them a bill. They didn't pay the bill they didn't get. Okay, makes sense. So you just let that go? Or do you bill them for the water they use? It would be like if, and notice how Selectman McKenzie framed it quite well, I thought, at the beginning there, that the water and sewer operation in the city of McComb is a $7 million a year business, basically. Let's say you're running a business. You're selling waffles. You're selling waffles. That's all you sell. You don't even have syrup. You don't have butter. They got to bring their own and go get their own. You just got waffles. You want a waffle, you come to your business and you get a waffle in exchange for money. Well, you got some people, got a lot of people, but most people love your waffles. So they set up an automatic system. It gets set up to where they get a delivery of waffles every month. To do with as they see fit. They can use them in the front yard as frisbees. They can eat them. They can make funny Princess Leia style hats for the dog to try to go viral on Instagram. Whatever they want to do with your waffles, that's their business. They just have to pay for their waffles. Your business is doing good. That one single waffle maker in the back is overheating on a regular basis because it never shuts down. It never stops. But everybody seems to be okay. But then you start having problems. Specifically, some of the people that are on the plan to get your waffles every month quit paying for it. How long is it before you stop sending them waffles? And if you just don't notice for a while because you're not paying attention, do you go, well, that was my fault. You don't have to pay for that couple of years of waffles. Those are on me. Or do you tell them you're not going to get any more waffles until you pay for the ones you already had? This is not nearly as complicated as the over half an hour discussion during last night's work session about this made it out to be. It's not that hard. It's a $7 million a year business, and it's being operated like a lemonade stand on the side of the road. And I feel like I'm insulting good, upstanding lemonade stand operators all over the world when I make that comparison. Let's continue on with a little bit of the audio, however much I can take. Eventually, my head's going to hurt too badly, and we'll stop. But let's just go again for now. Just pick it up right where we left off.
And then we're fixing to start paying Water Company America $500,000 a year because they found the problem. Right? That bill's coming soon, right?
Roger that. It's not going to be $500,000 after we looked at
after 4 years. I'm sorry, 4 years.
Yeah, over 4 years.
Like $100,000 a year.
Yeah, over 4 years. That would be correct, sir.
Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. The importance of running this correctly is integral in the wastewater treatment plant, the water plant, your water and sewer lines through the city. And it's all about the water bill. You got to pay water bills so all this works.
What I'll do is
You got to pay a water bill. That's how all of this works. We're having to say things like that out loud in discussions about the water system in the city of McComb. Well, you got to pay your bill. That's how this works. We're at that level of operations. That is a problem.
Now, what I was about to say, I'm going to take an action here, and I will put this on the list of action items to get better understanding and make sure that we have a really good baseline to work from. And I'll start with Tanika downstairs, and Eric, I will coordinate with you. I'll have her coordinate with your guys to ensure that we have a baseline comprehension of how to operate this system. And in one of the how do we produce metrics that answers your question? And so that would be my next action, is to be able to produce monthly metrics that we can share in here to allow give the board more information to make good decisions with.
Okay, I'm going to pause right there. Notice the corporate speak, by the way. We need action items so that we can get buy-in on the... No, we need to do things. It doesn't have to be fancy, officious sounding language. You just need to do things because nothing's been done for years, it seems, in some of these areas. The question was, the whole discussion is about, we need somebody overseeing the water and sewer specifically. That make it its own department, kind of. Now, when this came up last time, the mayor said, well, it's the responsibility of everybody sitting around this table to watch over that and to check up on that. Why, I went just the other day. Quick, what's the average pressure that the pipes need to be at, and at what level is it critical if it falls below that level, Mayor? What's the throughput average on the treatment facility for the sewage coming in? If you can't answer those two questions, you're not qualified to oversee it. Off the top of your head, let me go check and see. Well, no, whoever you're checking with needs to be looking at stuff. Needs to have the ability and the authority to go in and go, this isn't right at all, and get something done. That's the point. Just because you have a pulse does not make you a qualified overseer of anything. We need somebody that knows what they're doing, that knows about this. Now, Water Company of America is coming in for $125,000 a year to straighten some things out. Do you think, this is a joke of a question, do you think you could hire somebody for, say, $100,000 a year, which would save $100,000 over the 4-year life of the contract, with knowledge in this industry, knowledge in the operations of these kind of facilities, to come in and work specifically and only for the city of McComb and do that for you and get it whooped right into shape? I said that was a joke statement because they keep putting out job notices where they're looking to hire somebody for $14 an hour, $16 an hour. Which is a joke. We've talked about that. So yeah, $100,000 a year, you're saving $25,000 a year and getting a job focused solely on you and no one else. But no, that would be an outrageous suggestion and a horrible idea. I think Selectman McKenzie's point is very well taken. We need somebody watching this. Just the number of problems that we've had over the last year or two proves that. Had a problem with the billing, then we had a problem with the meters. We got a problem with people not paying their water bills. We had a problem with the money going in the wrong account. You're telling me all of that happened. We didn't find out about it. Selectman McKenzie, you heard him say, was like 2-3 years that some people did not pay a water bill. Still have water, but didn't pay a water bill. So you're telling me that we should be impressed that it only took you 2 or 3 years to catch such a basic problem as some people aren't getting water bills. We have hundreds of meters that aren't working. Oh, well. We caught it, though. We did. We're on top of this. No, not at all. Not on top of anything. That has been proven over and over and over, specifically on the issue of the water and sewer system in McComb. Over and over. It's 3 things in the last year or two that we have had to deal with. Pretty significant things, might I add. It's time to pull the trigger, get the mayor out of the wastewater treatment plant because he doesn't know what he's doing. I feel confident saying that because he doesn't have training. He's not qualified. He can walk in and go, well, the floor looks clean. Good job. He's probably about as qualified as me, and I'm not qualified at all. I know a lot about a lot, but I wouldn't know the first thing to look for if I walked in there as far as how it's operating. The billing system, the meters, there's a lot of moving parts to this system. I agree with Selectman McKenzie. I think there needs to be somebody actually paying attention to this, specifically this, and watching over this to make sure it works, because again, as he also said, it's a $7 million a year business in the city of McComb. $7 million a year, by the way. What's the average yearly budget in the city of McComb? Like 14 million? 15 million for the entire rest of the city? So that's not an insignificant amount. It needs not insignificant management, I would think. So I think it was a point well received. And I don't think drafting a bullet-pointed list of action items is going to get it done. It sounds good. It sounds like you're busy. It's a flurry of activity. But what do we go by on the show here, you and I? In all categories, what do we go by? Results. Not talk, not plans, not intentions, results. We have had on some of these issues years and haven't gotten results. I suggest we double time it to get some, because it's well overdue.
So along the same lines in what the gentleman in the back was talking about pay rate, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. If that's in the bank, maybe you can afford to pay these guys more money and hire more help to do all this work. So, I mean, it's just management of this. It's got to be done better.
Roger that.
I didn't hear that we were actually going to do anything about sending these people a bill that haven't paid for quite some time, because it is a part of their budget. The size of those things are going to include in their budget yearly the amount of money for water, which is part of their utility. So that money should be there. It is our responsibility to ask for it. So I would like to know when we are going to actually go after them.
In my opinion, two choices. You can look at Water Company of America's estimates and backfill based on that, or we give it 2 months, let the meter read, and then fill in the difference. And then it's winter. I don't know what the variability on their bills are from month to month, winter to summer. I don't know that. But that was the only burden I see there. I think to do it, we may have to see those bills normalized. But
I tend to agree with Selectman Cotting.
Hold on. Mark that down on your calendar. When's the last time you heard the mayor say, I tend to agree with Selectman Cotting? Just jot a little note down on today's date on your calendar, because that is an event worth remembering. That hasn't happened very often at all.
I don't know exactly what it is, if there's a difference, until the bill is normalized and you can look at what they were paying prior to that and what the cost will be now, to even begin to average out what the back billing should be per month.
We have to get the evidence, and so to Mel was saying, within the system, the information is in the system.
And I will agree with that. If you haven't paid a water bill in 3 years, the water rate may have changed, your water usage may have changed, and you got to see what you're using now and calculate it at the current rate, and the rates as they existed over that long stretch when you weren't paying, to figure out how much you're supposed to pay in back bills. I get that. That actually does make sense. I just have a feeling we're not going to be able to handle that complicated of a process. Why do I get that feeling? I redirect you to my previous comment about results, which is what we go by. And we don't have a lot of good ones to indicate any level of confidence in the ability here.
We just have to verify the deltas between the average billing rate, and that's what we were charging these businesses when the meters are not working, or when your meter doesn't work. It is a nominal fee that we charge until the repairs are complete. Now that the repairs are complete, then we should be able to make a decision as to what they should have been billed based on the same information that we are just.
Also, we have to look at periods of time because increases were made, and if 24 rate was different to 23 rate. So we have to look at all. Let's let McComb.
I was incorrect. Slogan mowing. A lot of these meters are just now being billed from August, so it's only 1 or 2 of them that were this month. The other 4, 5 big ones are from early last year, and I agree with you 100%. I apologize. Those bills should have already gone last, and I think we should take action on those.
I hear you, City Attorney. You're trying to say something? Okay.
No, thank you. I'm staying out of this one, Mayor. I don't blame her. It just shows we got an intelligent city attorney. No. I cleared my throat, or I groaned. City attorney, did I hear you? I know I heard you. Didn't? No, you did not. Thanks for playing. We have a consolation prize for you. That consolation prize, by the way, unpaid water bills.
No one can make this better. Take control, it's now.
Can someone point to any news that has come out of the water and sewer system in McComb over the last 2 or 3 years that was positive? Anything you bring up is going to be from the standpoint of fixing problems we didn't catch for the last 2 or 3 years. That's not an accomplishment. Just because you cleaned up the mess doesn't mean it was a good job throwing the cup full of drink to begin with against the wall. Rectification is not accomplishment. And we need to quit pretending that it is. We continue on this Wednesday morning after this. Keep it here.
Take a step towards a stronger you. Join Southwest Health for our 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. Head over to Uptown McComb Mall from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for free health screenings, expert advice, and exciting giveaways. Follow your heart to better health at the 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. This event is completely free. We'll see you there.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selman's, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selman's. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Wanna get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, but just right there
Hughes here. Remember, every weekday morning at 9:06, it's Dave in the Morning, where we solve the problems of the world, or at least complain about them really loudly and sarcastically. And if you miss out, you can catch up with the podcast version of Dave in the Morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Welcome back. Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County, where the largest municipality expects you to pay your water bill eventually, one day, maybe. We'll see. First, we need some action items. It's only been a couple of years. We can't rush into this. And to manage the building, you send someone out that's qualified to say, oh, yeah. Definitely a building. Walls, roof. Yeah, I've seen this before. This is definitely a building. Good job. And then goes to lunch. We deserve better as taxpayers. The citizens of McComb deserve better than that kind of attitude. Now hold your breath. We'll see. I'm tired of giving benefit of the doubt. That has been the argument for quite a while. For years. Well, you've got to give us time to wait. You've had 4 years in this term and 4 years in the previous term. And I go back to the previous term because we're still dealing with the problems from that term that were created. So over the last 8 years, it has been bragging about creating problems, then bragging about eventually fixing the problems, and we've made not really any progress, doesn't feel like, does it? I mean, we're talking right now, February 3rd, yesterday, we had a big, long conversation about how to handle making sure everybody pays their water bill and having someone oversee the water and sewer system so we can avoid all of these problems we've had. To me, that's not progress. Fixing problems once you can no longer ignore them is not progress. That is bare bones maintenance and nothing to brag about. Forecast-wise, before we get out of here, looking at the forecast, this is a nice forecast. The forecast has been mean. Mother Nature has been real slappy the last couple of weeks. She seems to have regained a more positive attitude. Sunny today, 52 for a high. This afternoon, it'll drop a little bit. We're getting down to 29 tonight, so it'll be cool again. And then after that, we're done with freezing temperatures for a while, to the point to where by Sunday, our highs every day, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, back up at the low 70s. So we basically have one more night of freezing or below temperatures, and that's coming tonight as this front comes through. But this front is not providing a chance for rain. I know, I was depressed too that we don't have the chance for freezing precipitation, but we just have to take what we're given when it comes to the weather, right? A little frosty tonight, tomorrow night, and then we don't even have that. It's just going to be clear skies all the way through. We start getting some clouds back in at the first part of next week. We'll worry about that next week when it gets here, but for now, the forecast is looking spectacular. So we gripe all the time when the weather's bad. We also need to recognize when the weather's good. Why? Because, as you well know, we've talked about, if all you do is focus on the negative 24/7, you're going to have a bad time.
If you cry out for more,
I got a real negative attitude about that attitude. Uh-oh. Final break. I'm going to work on that. We'll come back and wrap it up on this Wednesday morning that still feels like a Monday on Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Take a step towards a stronger you. Join Southwest Health for our 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. Head over to Uptown McComb Mall from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for free health screenings, expert advice, and exciting giveaways. Follow your heart to better health at the 36th annual Heart Healthy Day on Friday, February 13th. This event is completely free. We'll see you there.
Don't miss Dave in the morning, even when you miss it the first time. You can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Wanna get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have to pray. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page.
Closing time.
Yep, that'll do it. I do want to pass along, this was just released by the Pike County Sheriff's Office about 20 minutes ago. They made an arrest on Bryan Street in McComb. 2 counts of possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, manufacturing of a controlled substance, and possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute within 1,500 feet of a church. It's a joint effort. Lincoln County Sheriff's Office was involved. The arrestee was Jerome Woodard. He was taken into custody on this. It's an ongoing investigation. Good stuff continuing to happen out of the Pike County Sheriff's Office. What did you expect? Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe, stay calm, stay happy. And we'll try to perk you up a little bit with North Pike Thursday tomorrow here on SuperTalk Mississippi Pike County at 9:06. My friend, I'll see you then.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.